Today is still May 28th, 2023. Still going on. Went for a ride. Of course, they like to drive by. Played my tapes. Okay? Alright. So on the way back, it's like, do you realize how vile, sick animals you people are helping out in this? Why would you want to be vile, sick animals? Dave was cheating on me. Told you, March 18th, does he think it's funny bringing her here? Rams her body in the back of the booth, and then they talk about Dave and he denies knowing them. They were a set of the mean parents. Okay? Then he picked up Michelle in Ravenna, retired Judge Pete's daughter. And I'd like to know from retired Judge Pete, my husband at the time asked him to stalk his wife. Why didn't you call the cops on him? He would have been arrested right away. Why didn't you call the cops on him? Or set up a meeting where they could get it and have him dead to rights trying to hire a stalker? Why would you help? He was already cheating. That girl was a young blonde girl. She was not apostolic. And her parents are willing to kill, rape, drug, and destroy. So, and I'm telling you, he's 60 plus years old. Where would he pick her up? I told you. I figure a strip club. Her and her trampy girlfriends. They look like strippers. So, why would anybody help my cheating husband at the time stalk the wife? I'd like to know that. Tell him, why don't you just say if you think you're going to go out and be some kind of male stud and get the last groove on while you're 60 plus years old, you divorce your wife. Just give her what she wants and just let her go. You want to go off and be a male whore, go off and be a male whore. We're not going to help you destroy her for the fun of it while you're out banging strippers. See, this is where the point of it is. Why did not retired Judge Pete call the police? Why would you take a job from a man cheating on his wife to stalk his wife? Huh? Why would you kick in my door? Huh? Set up button cameras. Stalking me for that idiot. Why would you take me in the shower? Watch me on the toilet. Sell videos of me and Dave in bed. Why would you break in and drug me? Lace my Diet Coke, my coffee creamer, or break in and stab me with a needle? Wake up with bruises, throwing up, running to the bathroom. I lost 18 pounds before I called the FBI. I was being seen by the doctor at Altman Family Physicians for throwing up, bruising. Seen Dr. Ganyas. Headache, almost passing out, heart racing. Because I didn't work out of the house, nobody knew what was wrong with me. Got a personal infection, wouldn't leave. I want you to think about that. Why would you accept that job? Huh? Why would you include yourself with a man cheating on his wife, wanting to destroy your wife for the fun of it, and him being a sick, vile animal? Well, he's cheating with strippers. So why would retired Judge Pete and Michelle involve themselves? For the fun of it? Because they think it's funny hurting people? Huh? Because why would you take that job? It's instant jail time. Fourth Amendment. See, that retired judge knew nothing would be admissible. He has a law degree. Or had one. See, that's where even an attorney, if you look up at the law, if an attorney sets up button cameras watching you and in your home, they lose their license, they go to jail, and they have to compensate you. That's a real law. Just like no coerced confession is admissible, it's a real law. Just like the Fourth Amendment. You have the right to be safe and secure in your own person. Your places, your homes, your papers, and effects against all unreasonable search and seizure shall not be violated. The word shall not be violated. The Department of Justice looks at a man's home as a castle and shall not be entered into. So, Can Dave hire a stalker? No, he goes to jail for it. Is stalking tapes admissible? No. Why? Because they're non-credible. And let alone people admitting where you had bruises, you were throwing up, dizzy, almost passing out, migraines, sick as can be. And I was fine till I got up there. That they were sodium pentothal, true serum. They were date rape drugamine, and so I'd be sleepwalking for 4 to 6 hours. Now, I would like you to think about this. Where did they think they had the right to kick in my door? Where did they think they had the right to stalk me? Where did they think they had the right to tape me and Dave in bed? Sell it on porn sites and sex traffic videos of us. Where did they think they had the right to watch me in the shower and on the toilet? Do you realize everybody used that toilet at one time or another? They obtained and dispensed kiddie porn of children using the bathroom. Where did they think they got a right to be vile, sick animals? Huh? Where did they think they got a right to break all these laws? Because Dave hired them? Dave don't rule over the United States of America. He can't hire a stalker. And these people cannot stalk me. And they already admitted, we're going to go from May 25th, 21, 6 p.m. of Wendy's crew of the church people breaking in before drugging me, telling me say weird and molester stuff. That's not funny. One of Dave's girlfriends was a fat blonde girl in a blue car. My neighbor Mike even seen her drive around the block. Right after May 25th, 21, the Saturday, Sunday afterwards, the goons from Ravenna were on Fairlawn Street. She goes up to him, she drives up to him and says, "Are you crazy?" And she's screaming for the whole street here. "You can't enter a drug confession." Well, we just found out they drugged her and told her what to say before. Okay? 8/9/21, the apartment building for me, second close offense. A lady and little girls lived there. Came out and made fun of me where I was getting sick on Dave's drinks, that he had roofied me and told me to say something stupid. Well, a cop with a clipboard and a badge showed up. And 3 or 4 of the neighbors or more told him she was drugged and told her to say it before. 1295 Fairlawn, middle apartment. The little white lady screamed out for doing. Talked to several people in 21. Okay? In October of 21, there was an African American lady said she was going to extort money out of the shower scene. She showed up November 2nd or 3rd, 21 in Save-A-Lot. I found out they made everything up on her, and it was all them and not her. Nobody better say a word. Well, March 2nd to the 3rd, 21, 8 to 10:30 at night, they were breaking with the neighbors. They put 2 clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her, it's them. Don't worry about her. Well, March 13, 21, I had went to Altman Hospital from where I had been bashed in the back of the head. I had a severe concussion. Was having very bad migraines from it. I go in and they have fake FBI badges. They get in the back of Altman Hospital and they're pulling that scam of the chip. We can puppy chip anybody, it's a shot. But they had people walk by me and have people have their phone ding and all this crazy crap, okay? Well, they're trying to cover up Alex raping and drugging me and bashing me in the back of the skull, leaving his coma on Dave's dresser on 12/21/18 in protected custody. I went to the refrigerator, stabbed me in the neck, bashed my skull in, beat and raped me, and left me in bed. I was out for 6 hours, and when he got cleaned up, he left his white coma on Dave's dresser, admitted it the first week of January 19. While I'm in March 13, 21, I'm in Altman Hospital. They come in with fake FBI badges. They let him in the back. They tell Dr. Alalatine it's the same scam. Okay? And then about the chip. And I go to use the bathroom. They try to frame Eric for this. And they act like it's Eric calling Altman Hospital badmouthing me. And it's either Dave or Pete. And security calls me bad names. And I leave. And I go over to Mercy Medical. A lady comes in. No man was ever to touch her. I'm in diplomatic immunity being an FBI informant. That was part of the agreement, that no one will ever touch me. The nurse comes in. The only thing they had you on was adjusting yourself. That guy said, "That's sick." She said, "No, she just simply wiped off some water with clothes on." He said, "That's sick." She said, "No, it's really funny. They didn't have anything else." Her version had no wrong scene, no shower scene, And no wrong doing that. Beat that. That's how far they're altered. Okay, then people started saying, you touch yourself, you expose yourself, you touch yourself, you look weird. I'm like, my God, that never happened. And they keep mocking me and mocking me. And I have intestinal swelling from the beating from Dave for not answering my phone after I almost got shot in the head driving. So, my stomach started bleeding. I was going to the bathroom, I was pooping out blood. And they had men show up. She can't handle all this, and she's been pooping out blood for days. They let other men watch me in the bathroom. You know how sick this is? I want you to think about how sick this is. All right? And so they're serial killers. They play with you. So it's like if you put two clips together, put her in a porn, it's not her, it's them. You put my head on somebody else's body. And then they said, well, you touch yourself, you expose yourself, you touch yourself. Looks weird, but you're not weird. What would you be doing? You touch yourself, you expose yourself, you're undressing. You touch yourself, it looks weird, but you're not. You're putting yeast infection cream on, or you're washing, right? It's washing, it's showering. You gotta undress and went in the shower and start washing off. I walk outside, smoke, she figured out what they did. May 12th, 22, Bubba's Restaurant. We found a tape of them emitting a shower scene in the other room. None of this is funny. May 26th, 22, at noon, my phone's tapped. The shower scene was done on purpose to make you look weird. December 9, 21, at a Oakland apartment in Canton. The maintenance man, they told him everything was drugged and photoshopped and it was just a bunch of men doing crimes down here. He went to the Canton police and investigators. Okay, before Christmas of 21, the African American guy that works with him, those big truck guys are driving by Oakland apartments, screaming stuff into the apartment building, and I'm sitting in my car shaking. These people have tortured me. And he walked up beside my car. He said, none of this is funny. She's scared to death of those people. I found out what's going on. He said, I know. I told them that all the tapes before were them and not her, and it's just a bunch of men doing crimes down here. He said they talked to the guy at the Hunger Task Force, and he said the same thing. Because December 9, 21, Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street, a white man bald with dark eyes distributing food. There's only 4 or 5 volunteers. Can't found him. He actually worked the case. He was actually one of my guards. He told them we always knew the tapes before were them and not her, so we never said a word. January 19, Department of Disability, they told them I was drugged and told to say before. They're like, somebody needs to help her. February 2nd, 22, Fiasco Day. Somebody in Burlington Coat Factory personally admitted to drugging me and told me to say it before. People ran in to save a lot. My one client on 6th Street, the brown house across the way, the African American guy ran out and yelled at the postman. Postman's like, we all heard it. March 24th, 22, 3 apartment buildings for me. A tall white guy with brown hair still lives down there. Some old white guy was screaming at him. You framed her before? Yeah, we framed her before. Shame on you. I know. I wish we wouldn't have done it. Those people even raped her. I went out to my clients on Turquoise Street. The neighbors were all saying, we all heard that bastard admit to framing you. Then we got May 12th, 22, May 26th, 22. By June 7th of 22, the police were telling people out on Turquoise Street, don't say a word to her. We already know the tapes before were them and not her. We're looking for actually did it. November 18, 22, where even Dr. Karp's office, they were leaving a Steve and Eric's name. They act like they were Eric, Steve calling him up and badmouthing me and lying to him. They were leaving Eric's name in Louisville. They had police departments looking for him for stalking. November 18, 22, Walmart 62. 2 to 6 p.m., they had got Eric high with those amnesia drugs, told him to come in and admit to it. He comes in. All the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to say it, my idea to do it, for all these people to turn on her. And they actually fell for it. Ha 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 ha. Well, if it's only you, I could take care of it. I know it's that bad, and they still fell for it. November 24, 22, Mercy Medical. I had got food poisoning on Thanksgiving, and I ended up in the emergency room. The nurse that was taking care of me was talking to the lady Canton officer. We all heard that Eric make fun of us for falling for this. No one should say a word to her again. And the lady officer said, well, you know, the agent that bullied her into saying she was lying when she wasn't. They start talking about the case and said, you know, it's so bad. I found out nobody's ever said anything bad about her before. It's actually that bad. And these men need to realize how not funny this is. Okay? Well, where that agent bullied me so bad on the phone, he opened a real protected lie case, an informant case, with statements, had an officer talk to Dave. Even after I told him Dave knew and he called me a liar. Dave verified he did. He talked to that agent up at that church. We'll get to that one. Where I told him someone told on me the night before, called me a liar. Tried to tell him what happened at Huntington Bank. He called me a liar, threatened to arrest me if I didn't say I was lying. That was a Detroit Boys' kidnapper. Tried to kidnap me in front of Terry. Took Marlisa's niece. Killed Laura's family member. Took a bunch of people still loose down here as a serial killer. That's how not funny this is. Made me beg for life, listed me informant for life. You will have life of peace as informant, nothing legally stated, dated against you again, and only for you would we ever do this for. We'll always put it back to the traffic ticket, even when you tell. I open an account with $5,000 a month. It'll start building today, and you'll have it when the case is over, and get one from then on for working this case. And no man will ever touch you. I'll pull you out if it gets too bad, and then threaten me if I told. Okay? And then, let's see. The next day, an older white officer with white hair showed up at Walmart 62, and he is known as an officer. I just got back from asking Dave about the threats on life. I thought, what about the agent up at that church? Okay? Because he opened a real protected custody case. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements. It's entrapment. Alright? Where I've been trying to tell Danny and Jen that somewhere Steve and Eric was stalking me. I hope they can, because they have been claiming they have a shower scene in the other room where I have bruises. I was getting sick. They had drugged me and told me to say stuff, and where I was almost passing out in front of people, that they probably have porn in them, and realize I'm trying to get them to realize that if they have porn of me in the bathroom, they have porn of them, and then they'll have porn of their kids using the bathroom, and there's somewhere a stalker the police are looking for, and I told them how I confess. Well, April 15, 1623, Dave's phone is tapped from the case. He finally confesses. Danny asked Danny about that stalker. Or Danny asked him about that stalker. He said he didn't know why that guy confessed. He had nothing to do with it because they framed him, drugged him, and told him to say it. Okay? He said he had hired some guy named Pete on his own. And it was only Pete up there, taping me unaware and doing all those things, covering me with bruises, personally infected, raping me, drugging me. Why on God's green earth would you do this to some man's wife because he wants to go date a stripper? He wants his freedom. Just divorce your wife. It's not that big a deal. Why would you help a man destroy a human being? Just because he wants to go out and basically be with anything that moves. Huh? He wants to go out and do his midlife crisis in his 60s and go out with everything that moves, then divorce your wife and go on with yours. By God's green earth, why would you help a man destroy his wife for the fun of it? Huh? And be vile, sick animals. He told Danny, oh, Pete has it set up. She can't get her money. Pete doesn't have anything admissible. It's the Fourth Amendment over the house. Dave's a big mistake again. No one can be in your home but protect like cases with statements. It's not admissible. It's our Constitution. All right? And that retired judge would know that. So then he said, Dad said there was an agent up at that church. And he even asking about the threats on her life. And he even talked to him. He said it was the only agent from the agency looking into it on his own. I'm standing off across the parking lot with my mouth open. See, November 6, 22, Trinity Gospel. Investigators are there. We found the protected custody case. And they started talking about the different groups involved. Told all these men to stay out of this. None of this is funny. And the guy said, well, the agent that called her back was verified by an officer. They have several officers out there that he seen him tell on her before she called him back. Oh, my Lord. Now, the agent, I told you, I had ended up talking to more than one. The one had a weird last name. I remembered it. And then the agent Will, it's a nickname for his longer last name. They're both retired, 18 and 19. Okay? Retired George Pete's been running around telling everybody he's the FBI agent. Well, no one's to help me, no one's to believe me, let all this happen, da 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 da. And they lap it up like dogs. He's not an FBI agent. He's been scamming everybody with the drug cartel. Him and the drug cartel having fake FBI badges. See, my one friend worked at the prosecutor's office. He said, if that agent would have retired, something happened to him. If somebody else didn't pick up that case, you're probably sitting on a cold case file. While the case is still going on, they just boxed me up. And that retired judge told everybody he was in charge. He was the guy running it. And no one was to help me. And everybody fell for it. See, I didn't believe that agent was real because he was rude. So I Googled the office he was at and I found him. When Dave was threatening Dixie and the babies left, and he had a list. They yelled out, well, he's got a list. I'm working on it. Well, then when I seen the guy, I called back down there, and he just took off through the side woods. Said, well, she seen that guy? You tell those police up there to get a hold of it. We're busy. They were too busy and too arrogant to look into it. That was a Detroit boy's serial killer. Somebody had already almost shot me in the head driving. I have stalkers showing up. People are showing up in Walmart, admitting they had been where I had more bruises. I was throwing up. I started losing 5 to 7 pounds a week. And they're breaking, they have sodium pentothal reports, and they're drugging me and telling me to say all kinds of crazy stuff in front of investigators. Okay? And where I had bruises before, they were already doing it. Where I almost passed out by the second week in front of the neighbor. Went to mow the lawn, almost passed out, didn't know what was wrong with me. My heart was racing. I was dizzy. And I was fine at Lenox till I moved up there. They were already drugging me up by the second week. And photoshopping me and stalking me. Why would you stalk somebody? Why would you take that job? See, this is a point in time. Why didn't somebody call the police? See, that agent could not have known about their tapes before. See, up in Akron, the police officers have been going around telling everybody that everything was photoshopped before. And they were wanting to know if that agent actually fell for those tapes before, and said, well, he would have known better than to ever look at them. And then he didn't even verify they were all photoshopped. He had no right even looking at them. And not arresting Dave for hiring a stalker. That means he knew I was being raped, I was being beat, drugged, almost passing out, and I'm in my own home and I didn't know what was happening to me, and Dave was still touching me. That's how sick all this is. And then selling videos of me and him in bed. Do you realize how kind of vile, sick animal these people are? Why would you do this to a human being? Just because Dave wants to go out with all these strippers and drug cartel girls. Who cares? You just divorce your wife. Exactly. See, where Agent Will, if they ever find you, the drug cartel lied on you. They said you were in debt to them and you let them hurt me on purpose because you owed them money. And they told people that. Then they said that you stole the money to buy male prostitutes. How do you like people to lie on you? But I'll tell you what, badgering laws, and like that cop said, we've all been getting phone calls. It's wrong to defraud anybody, and especially victims. That agent defrauded me and the police departments. Had police watching me, taking turns. I had my own security. And he didn't bother to stay on top of it or look into anything. That's fraud. But he opened a real protected custody case with money, immunity, had an officer talk to Dave and Karen around the house. That's what officers in uniform call it. September 27th, 18 started. Some people call it Karen's will, but officers in uniform call it Karen around the house. And I've had more than one police department mention it and help watch me. They're supposed to protect too. Retired Judge Pete tells everybody that no one can help me. Tell him to F off and arrest him for impersonating a federal officer.